Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the United Star. And I'm Prasham Kothari bringing you an update from the club. I haven't been on the channel for a while, and I just wanted to say that these are some of the things I've been talking about. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needed to be gone a long time ago, in my opinion. And I've said it time and time again on the channel. People have called me sort of a hater. But the thing is, I love Oli. He is always going to be a legend in my eyes. And he's done a great job with this team in terms of building sort of the dressing room back up and getting the sort of spirits high. But it's time to go. And it's been time to go for a while, according to me. Because the same mistakes keep on repeating over and over again. This is something that I've been pointing out, that it's just the same mistakes again and again. And if we say that because of those same mistakes, Fred, Martial, Lindelof, Dan James, when he was here, all of these players are not good enough to win us a trophy. Why do we not say the same thing for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? And this is the question I've been asking for a long time without any sort of response. So it is definitely time to go for him. The other thing is that you look at the favoritism. He's doing everything that previous managers did, and it pissed us off. He's doing all of those things right now. Under David Moyes, he never played Wilf Zaha. He's doing that with Donny van de Beek. Ollie's doing that with Donny van de Beek and Jadon Sancho now. The other thing with Sancho that annoys me a little, there was this general consensus among fans and especially Ollie inners that one of the big reasons we're not doing well is because we don't have a right winger. For 1 year, we kept talking about a right winger, how we didn't get Sancho, how Sancho would have changed the team, all of these things. Now Sancho is in the team, but you don't want to play him on the right wing. I know people are going to come at me and say that he's not done a good job when he's played. But the thing is, he's not played often enough on the right hand side, especially. He's played a little bit on the left, but on that right hand side, Sancho has not played anywhere near enough for a young kid like him to be able to adjust to the Premier League and deliver results. He needs consistent games in his favored position. But Oli will not give him that. He does not trust his players. I have been saying this for a long time, and this reflects in the substitutions. He trusts a set of players and expects them to get the job done, but he will not experiment. He will not change his ways. And this is the reason why I have been saying it's time to go. But, well, people have been backing him, bringing up excuses. So, all those things I've sort of tried to tackle in the last 5 minutes, basically. You look at it, Sancho coming in, the right wing problem is solved. Ronaldo coming in, the Martial problem is solved. Varane coming in, the centre back problem is solved. Van de Beek coming in gives you more depth. You can actually rest Bruno Fernandes. But yet here we are, not performing well. We've got picked up 3 points of the last 14, I think, and yet Oli is at the club. Now, why is he at the club? This comes down to the owners, this comes down to the management, which is Ed Woodward. Obviously, right now, the Glazers, it's come to notice that Ed Woodward might actually be at the club in some advisory role. And these things are what sort of are problematic, in my opinion. You have done away with the guy, the fans didn't want him there, you made him a scapegoat, and yet you don't have the balls to fire him, essentially. And this is where sort of the problem lies, because the club never made a plan B. And it is obvious that we don't know if we sack Oli, who what happens next. There's no plan, there's no succession plan in put in process. And this is what the club's management and the Glazers lack: any foresight to pick out situations, what will happen, what will we do, how will we react. And right now we're making it up as things go. Antonio Conte has gone to Tottenham. It's being reported we would have never got him in the first place. That's okay, but who were we looking at to replace Oli? How can the club be so sure that Oli is going to be able to deliver with this squad? There is no plan in place. This is where the likes of Chelsea are so good, that they always have plan B in place. We have no plan B at the moment, and that is why he's at the club. The other reason he's at the club, I feel, is that the Glazers like it, because sort of till he's there, there is no attention on them. The fans are not coming out and sort of as boisterously as they were under, let's say, Mourinho, and saying that things are wrong, he needs to go, the Glazers are the problem, this is happening, that is happening. Here, Oli sort of doesn't get as much flack from the United fans, and rightly so because of his position in the club. But the Glazers are using that to their advantage, and we need to see that they are also the real problem. But at the same time, the Glazers will turn around and say that we spend this £70 million on Jadon Sancho. We got in Rafael Varane. We signed Cristiano Ronaldo on a huge wage bill. We gave him all these tools. So are we to blame? Yes, they are to blame, because what about a succession plan? You got all of these players in, but you didn't budget for the fact that the manager, things could go badly, and you were left unawares. And this again, the succession plan is again a point which links to Dean Henderson. Now, Dean Henderson reportedly wants to leave the club now. And obviously, it seemed that he was the number one choice. He was going to succeed David De Gea, and he was the rightful successor. De Gea was not looking in form, and sort of everything was pointing in that direction. And Dean Henderson gets COVID. And suddenly David De Gea comes back with sort of the form of the old, and he's literally, him and Cristiano, of course, have literally kept Manchester United alive this season and respectable this season. So you cannot drop David De Gea now. But Dean Henderson has recovered from COVID, and you had promised him a bigger role at the club. And well, here we are. No plan. What are you going to do? Dean Henderson on such a big contract, high wages again, and he just sits there on the bench, doesn't want to play, wants to leave. Again, there's no plan. How are we going to, do you let Dean Henderson go? Do you make him stay? Do you give him high? Because he wants to play now. He knows that he can get that England spot, but he's not going to get play time. So again, who's this down to? Does Dean play in some of the cup games? Does he play in the Champions League games now to give him some game time? Because basically we're almost through, so to speak. We just need 3 points and we have a home game against Young Boys. So does he play in the Champions League? Why didn't he play in the Champions League up till now? Maybe De Gea was just indispensable and we knew that the defense is shaky, so we needed David De Gea. But this is the problem with the club, is that we don't plan well in advance. We don't think things through. And this is exactly what's happening right now with Dean Henderson, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, with Ed Woodward. It's just a complete mess. It's a complete chaos. And how can anyone expect to win titles in this kind of situation where the manager is an uncertainty? It's almost like everyone wants him gone, including the board, but it's just like, well, there's no one else to get. So what do? Dean Henderson, no idea what's going to happen. Ed Woodward was fired, but now he's into some advisory role. They met after the Liverpool loss. They had a meeting apparently. So what does that do to the morale of the players? What does that mean for them? Nobody's telling us any answers to these questions. And obviously a lot of people have come out and said that the players are not happy, and there are things that are going on in the background with the players. And I wouldn't blame them. You look at the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, what these guys could do with better coaching and some tactics, I think is incredible. But I don't know where this goes. The Paul Pogba situation is another one which is always lingering, and the club just doesn't know how to deal with it, in my opinion. So it just comes down to this, that fundamentally and structurally, we're broken. We are broken fundamentally and structurally. We don't have the spine. The Glazers don't have the spine to sack Ed Woodward. They don't have the spine to sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They don't have a plan B at any point. And the simple argument, the simple point is it's time to go. It's not just for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but obviously for Ed Woodward and the Glazers too. It's time to go. But I'll take at least one of the three, and Ole seems the easiest one at the moment. This team should be winning a trophy a season. It's as simple as that. And Ole is far from it at the moment. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. We'll keep on bringing you Manchester United news. And hopefully there will be better times soon. Glory, glory, Man United. Bye-bye.